Hi, welcome to Petradot, and in this lesson we are going to be learning string in Java. String represents a sequence of characters, and it is a fundamental part of the language of for handling text. And one of the key aspects, some of the key aspects of string in Java is that unlike other languages where strings are character arrays or primitive types, in Java, string is an object of the Java language string. That is java.language lang.string class. And string is actually immutable. Yes, any string object created in Java cannot be changed. If you do things like, for example, when you concatenate two strings together, when you join two strings together, it doesn't really update the string or edit the string. No. Instead, it creates a new object in the string constant pool. And there are two ways you can create the immutable string, which is using the normal double quotes, where you have something like string name equal to example Petra dot. All right. So this is a simple example of creating a string object using the double quotes, or using the new keyword where you create a new string object in the heap array, something like this: string continent equals to new string Africa, something like this. So these are the two ways you can create string objects in Java, right? And you can perform different methods on this string. Two of them serves the same purpose. Two of them are the same thing. They are just two different ways. And strings have different methods you can use to manipulate the contents, the data in the variable. For example, where you have all this, you want to concatenate two strings together. When we mean concatenation, is joining two different strings together, right? So concatenation is used to join strings together using the concat method or the plus operator. And to have something like that, let's say for example, I want to concatenate something to this name Petra dot, right? I can say name equals to name dot concat, name dot concat. So this is a default method created in string object class to concatenate a string to another string, right? So I can add something like this: space Petra dot technology. And when I try to print out this name, when we're trying to print out, you see that technology is now with the name dot out dot print line name. So running this program, let's see what is going to happen. You can see now we have Petra dot technology here because we just concatenated technology to it, adding a space, right? So remember that a space came before here. All right. So then you can also do the same to this continent, assuming we are doing it to continent. So the same thing will still happen where we'll have a continent equals to continent dot concat. So we'll have something like African continent. So I'll just concatenate n, then continent. So printing this, system.out.println continent. Let's see what is going to show on the output. You can see we have African continent here on the output. So that is the concatenate method. So then we have the comparison methods, which is used to compare two strings together in Java, and they include the equals ignore case, and compare to. They have their differences and how they work. Now the equals is used to check if two strings are the same thing. For example, I can use it to check if continent and name are the same type of string, if they are equal. right? So I'll say system.out.println name and continent is equal, and here I'm going to be using the plus concatenation plus I didn't show that here, so we use just the concat method to show concatenation. But now I'm not going to use concat here. I will use the plus operator to do my concatenation. Hence I will put a plus here just to add it to concatenate a value to this particular string. So where I will have bracket open and close name dot equals continent. Let's see what is going to return here. So run the program. Name and continent is equal false, so they are not equal, right? So had it been, we'll have, let's say we'll have Petra dot and Petra dot in this Africa, in this continent, then it would have been the same. Let me remove these things, some of these things we did here, to make this cleaner. Oh, okay, let's go ahead. It's still clean. All right. So why compare equals ignore case is used to check if two items are equal without minding the case. Okay, let me just take it off. Let me take off all these things to keep our code clean and make us understand this. So let's say now, for example, Petra dot is here, and I also call this Petra dot 2. So I'll call this one name 2. So let's try to compare. Again, let's run this name 1 and name 2 are equal. Let's run this program to see. And it returns true because name 1 and name 2 is equal. But imagine that this Petra dot is starting with small letter p. Let's run the program again and see. They are no longer equal because at this equality, this equals method is case sensitive when it is checking the equality. So if, for example, any of the letter is capital letter and in the second string is a small letter, then the two strings are no longer equal, hence why. But if you use something like equals ignore case, it will show that they are equal. It will ignore the case of the two and then check if the two texts are talking to the same person, right? Even though they are not of the same case. And that is where we have 2 here. So name and name 2 are equal, true here, because we used equals ignore case. Okay, all right, that is for the equals and equals ignore case. Why they compare to? The compare to is used to check the difference, the distance between two strings, two objects, right? So for example, let's say name 1 is Petra dot and name 2 is Abia, right? Let's say, let me bring this thing to letter, something like Calabar, right? So I have Abia here and I have Calabar here. All right. If we have something like system.out.println and we say name dot compare to name 2. So what is going to happen is going to find the distance between C and A, right? So let's run this program and see. So you can see that we'll have 2. What does it mean here? From C to A, let's say A is in position in alphabetical positioning. A is the first item, which is 1. YC is what? ABC, 3. So 3 minus 2 is 2. So that is their differences. So the difference between Calabar and A is just 2. But imagine that the first one is A. That is Abia. And the second one is actually Calabar. So we should be having a negative value because the first one is actually less than. So what it should be that if A is 1 and C is 3. We should be having 1 minus 3, which will give us minus 2, right? So let's run this program again and see. All right, so where is this used most times? Whenever you're working, it's used sometimes whenever you want to put objects in sequence. You want to shuffle items, right? You want to be able to align the item of an object, to align an object in a sequential order. So you can, whenever you're creating that object, you can extend it to comparable, so that you'll be able to check the difference, the distance between two of such type of object, right? You will learn that in future, but just understand that the compare to is used to know the distance or the difference between two objects in Java programming. All right, so now then we'll have other methods used to manipulate the string, which is to substring, replace, trim, to uppercase and to lowercase, right? So if you have, let's say for example, that Petra dot, sorry, this okay, let's give our name Petra dot here. It's actually in sentence case where the first letter is in capital letter. Let me remove all these ones. Let's take off all this. Where the first letter is actually in capital letter. So if you are to check this, to put everything in substring, what will it do? It will make sure that everything goes to what? Lowercase, including the first letter P. So if we have something like system.out.println name dot to lowercase, it will put everything to small letter. So let's run the program and see. You can see the Petra dot is in, the P is in lowercase. Then same thing applies to uppercase. It changes everything to uppercase. So let me just duplicate everything. So have to uppercase. Then substring is used to pick some part of the string using the index. But before that, let's run this one first. I would like to explain some things on that. So you can see that we'll have our Petra dot all in what? Capital letter, because we said to uppercase. Now substring, what does substring do? For example, I want to pick only pet from this Petra dot, which is pet. So pet here is a substring of Petra dot. And in Java, a string is seen as sequence of characters, that is array of characters, right? So each item here in this string can be accessed using index, right? So it is index based, where the first item here is index 0, second item index 1, next one index 2, next one index 3, and that is how it is to the last. So always remember that the first item is in index 0. So because of that, I can pick the substring using the index. I can pick the substring of a particular string, right? So I can see system.out.println name.substring, and where do you want to begin and stop? You enter the beginning of the index and the ending of the index. So we start from index 0 to index 0, 1, 2. That is index 2. So if we run this program now, we should have pet print. Okay, this is, oh sorry, this is 2 is not inclusive whenever you are printing this, right? So if you are going to do from index 0 and you want to get t, you should be doing from 0 to 3, right? So that is making t inclusive. All right, so, and that is it. We have our pet printed on screen. That is how to use your substring. All right, then we'll have the replace. The replace is used to replace a particular item string, to replace a particular string in the string object or character, right? So where we'll have something like system.out.println name.replace. What character do you want to replace? I want to replace P with T. something like this. Let's get something like tetra dot, right? So we will run the program, and you can see it replaced P with T here in our output, and that is what the replace does. Then we'll have the trim. The trim is used to remove any space that is at the end of a particular string. Remember that a space is a character, right? So if you use the trim method, it's going to throw away this space, right? So then we have treated others. All right, so you can try the remaining ones by yourself. That is, try the trim on your own end. So when you use the trim, you should be able to what? Remove this space. And for you to get it, to know what I did, it removed it, or this character is being counted, you will have the dot length method that is used to get the length of a string. So where we have system dot out dot println name dot length. So what are we going to be expecting? We are going to be expecting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 as the length of this string. So let's run it and see. 9. But if you do a trim before printing this, you should be able to get 8. All right, so you can try that one on your own end. Then we have the index of. The contains, starts with, and ends with. This is used mostly for what? Searching for an item in a strange object. Let's say I want to search for a particular, I want to know the index of a particular character in a string. Let's say system.out.println name dot index of say R, index of R. Let's see what is going to return. Index of R is 3, 0 1 2 3, and that is it. So just like we said before, this is then the character's length can be gotten using the dot length method. Then you want to find character at a particular index, right? Something like system.out.println name dot character at index 3, which is what we have here, should print R. You should be able to print R for us, and that is it on the output. So we have 3 here. All right, so you can try other methods, all other methods by yourself on your own end, right? And that is all about the strange methods. If you want to be able to access other strange methods that are existing, then you can just, for example, type the name. For example, you pick the string in question, dot, just typing a dot will pull out all other possible methods. So you can go through all of them one after the other and test run it on your own end, right? So you trying all the methods will help you to understand how to manipulate string better. Now, to recap in everything we said that string is just a representation of a sequence of characters, and string is immutable. So in our future lesson, our next lesson, we are going to be talking about how to create a mutable type of string using the string builder, right? So now also we talked about the 2 different ways of creating the string, which is using the double quote or using the new keyword. All right, thank you for watching. If you have any question, don't forget to use the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.